Connecticut. He's pretty famous, Norm Pattis, in studio with how they're trying to set us up. He flew down here last night because of this. But let me tell you, the game has moved into the next level right now. We're going to have exclusive information. We've been in contact with the FBI. We have all the proof that we're the victims of this. But this is what the Democrats are doing now to shut down their competition, to shut down people that are fighting them. And what we're going through, you can imagine all the other people supporting Trump are being persecuted, are being lied about, are being absolutely harassed. And I'm not a victim. I'm glad this is happening, quite frankly. I love it. I'm not a sadomasochist. I'm not into pain, but if it means pain to get something done, I'll do it all day long. So he'll be in studio in the fourth hour with us, and the media's been alerted. This will be a big national news story when we cover it. And of course, he's running the whole murder trial up in Connecticut. He came down here to cover this. You can imagine it's pretty big. That murder trial is the biggest news in the country. It probably shouldn't be. The whole situation with the ship and Iran and who's behind it. Neocons said we could have Navy SEALs stage an attack. The Navy wouldn't do it. Think tanks talked about it. But then Iran said a few months ago, if you do sanctions, we'll do this. So I'm rarely at a loss trying to figure out who I think the prime suspect is. And I've been so busy. I check World Affairs Brief, almost every day. I've been so busy the last day. I haven't checked it. And right before I went on air, I said, please call Joel Skousen. My gosh, he's so smart. Former Vietnam-era naval aviator, best-selling author. Of course, his uncle wrote the book on the globalist and the naked communist, the naked capitalist, Cleon Skousen. So you probably can't get a smarter analyst on. So I don't know his views. We're going to find out his views right now. Is it a false flag? Is it an internal group? Is it Saudi Arabia? Would Israel stage this? With the history of staging false flags at sea, Trump says he thinks it's Iran. What in the world's going on, Joel Skousen, editor-in-chief at worldaffairsbrief.com? What do you think's happening?
Well, thank you, Alex. It's good to be with you again. Iran is the victim of another false flag operation, and we don't know exactly who's done it, but it's obviously connected to the U.S. deep state who does these things. The biggest thing that has turned Donald Trump, and he's, by the way, has been very reluctant to buy into this Iran war scenario up until today, and when he finally got convinced, because they pulled they have a 2 or 3 levels of false flag or false intelligence information they can deliver to the president. They used all 3 today. And the first one, of course, was several weeks ago, the mines that hit 4 tankers in the UAE. And today, of course, yesterday, there were these tankers that were hit. But, they show this boat, as you're showing on screen right now, coming up and supposedly removing a limpet mine from the side of the ship. But this is false on its face because, first of all, limpet mines are placed below the waterline. It doesn't do any good to place them above the waterline. The reason that they have these damage marks above the waterline is that the crew of the Courageous, which is the Japanese tanker, has said today and told the owner, it was a small missile that hit the boat. It was not a mine. They saw the missile come in and hit the boat above the waterline. And that's why the U.S. isn't showing the other side of the ship or where that particular damage is being shown. So,
and you're the weapons expert, but I did notice, normally with a shape charge like a limpet, because I looked it up, it would blow a circular hole into the hull. But it looks like a lot of missiles hit, and then they got a rod in them, they turn sideways. But if you look, it looks like about a 10-foot slash is in the boat. That wouldn't be a mine, would it?
That's right. Absolutely doesn't have the signature of a mine at all. And the U.S. is playing this because, limpet mines are everywhere and it's very easy. That's what they said it was before. But, the fact that they showed this Iranian ship up alongside, and you've got to remember that Iran was involved in rescue operations. It's one of the closest Navy. It was much closer than the U.S. Navy to these ships. It immediately went to the rescue. And to say that they're removing a mine from the hull is just pure conjecture, and especially attempting to say they're trying to cover up for having put a mine on the boat that they wanted to recover to mask the.
What about the argument that they're deactivating the mine and nobody else would know how to do it? You're just saying there's no proof there is a mine.
No proof that there is a mine. That video is way too grainy to see, any detail of that. But it's just speculation. Now, that's definitely a very, probably a Iranian boat, but who could project the motives there? Let's go to the actual, projection of motives. This is so important to understand, is that for what reason would Iran attack two tankers, and especially one Japanese-owned tanker, when Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was in Iran talking about peace? I mean, why do that? That's as bad as saying that Bashar al-Assad used chemical weapons on his own people when he knows that that's a trigger event for the U.S. to attack him. When he knows that chemical weapons have no use within a civilian population, they're a major area weapon, you can't control where it goes, you never use it in an urban area.
And Joel Skousen of World Affairs Brief, we're going to get into all this, but yesterday, and I'll just be honest, I mean, I was saying maybe Iran did do it because they have said we might sink ships a few months ago if you put sanctions on us as a threat. And so I see that as a tacit admission. But then I remember Dick Cheney, document cam shot, please, and Joel Skousen saying, provoke a war. He saw the documents. Cheney considered proposal to dress up Navy SEALs as Iranians and then shoot at them when they tried to attack a tanker. Well, okay, let's not believe Pulitzer Prize winner. Maybe he's wrong. But then I have the Which Path to Persia, Options for a New American Strategy Towards Iran, put out as an analysis paper by the Middle East Policy Brookings Institution. And they talk about staging a big event. So clearly they're salivating for this, and that I think is a big piece of evidence this could be staged.
Well, Alex, the threat by Iran was only in case that we are attacked. They were never going to do this as a preemptive thing. I mean, they're not stupid. The Iranians are some of the smartest people. And they're, by the way, the only ones in the Middle East group of big nations that have enough military power to really counter Saudi Arabia and the U.S. fomented war on terror. They're the ones that understand, just like the Russians did in Syria, that the U.S. is faking the war on terror, that they are in fact fomenting terror. They run the terrorist group. They ran ISIS. They created ISIS. And Iran knows that. And so the reason that they're so hostile to Israel is they know that Benjamin Netanyahu is a globalist and that Israel is taking orders from the globalists and is intent on attacking Iran.
I agree. I mean, you're really convincing me. Joel Skousen, World Affairs Brief, really smart guy, former naval aviator, best-selling author, great brain. He'll give us his take on where this is going next, straight ahead. Stay with us. It's time. It's time to start your summer with real power. The power that God gave us through Mother Nature. We're dropping prices by 50% on all of our best-selling Force supplements to help you reach your peak strength. And the purchase of these products will help the info war go to the next level as Trump and others prepare to move against big tech censorship. Ladies and gentlemen, all of the Force products are on massive 50% off. Total Super Force special sale includes 50% off DNA Force Plus, Brain Force Plus, Turbo Force, Ultimate Female Force, and 33% off the new best-selling Space Force America is Back designer t-shirt. All of this is available at InfoWarsStore.com. And there's also a sticker bomb to help fight censorship as well. Stickers are all being